Welcome everyone. This video is for those who are interested in not the last video but the video before, the sand heater, and in this video just be covering how this coil is connected together, because it as was mentioned by one of the viewers, that it looked like a bit of a spaghetti. Couldn't quite work it out. Completely understand. It does look very much like a mess. So we're going to break this down and show you how it's wired together. So this is the coil set. There's 4 coils here, and they are wirelessly powered by this coil, which I went over in the heater video. So that's pretty straightforward. That's run by a ZVS, which we can see there. So we don't really need to cover that coil again, but that's just to reference where how this is used. So I'll remove that now and we'll focus on this one. So as I said in the last video, or in the sand heater video, this can be wired up in different ways. Now, when I said that, I was referring to the grouping of these coils. So this top coil here is a Bifiler coil. I'll just undo that. And we can see, just before I remove it, that the power for the heater was coming out of the black wire on the Bifiler coil and this red wire, which comes from the bottom coil, as we can see there. So it's the ends of all the coils connected in series. All right, so that's one end. So we will just remove that through there. And so there's the start of that coil, and now you can see that that end of that coil, which is just a single wire coil, it's not a Bifiler coil, so it starts in the center here with this, and this became our output. All right, winds that coil to the same dimensions as the Bifiler coil, so that it has a similar mass of wire. So that comes out of that coil and then goes into the next coil, which is now the bottom coil, and we'll just undo that there. Remove that one. So now we can see that that coil, the start of it is in the middle, and then the end of that coil joins in series to the next yellow coil, which is now the bottom one. So if we remove that one, so it really isn't difficult. It just looks difficult when you've got it all sitting there wired up. It looks confusing. It's hard to work out what comes from where and what goes where. So now that we've got those separated, what I'll do is I will join them. Let's join them up so that they're all in series and obvious. So this one here, we're coming from first coil, this red and black one. I ran out of wire there, as I explained in the heater video, so I just joined the same gauge wire but in the black and continued on making that coil so it was the same diameter. So that's going to go to the start of the next consecutive coil, like so. I'll just screw that back together so it stays that way. So you can see we come out of coil 1, we go into coil 2, back into the center of coil 2. And then we come out of coil 2. And I've put the wrong one in there, so okay. We're supposed to come out of coil 2 and go into coil 3, which would be this yellow one. So they're in series still. And then it comes to, I'll try and fit those all on the screen. Out of coil 1, into coil 2, back into the center. Out of coil 2, into coil 3, into the center. Out of coil 3 was connected into coil number 4. Now, this is the bifiler coil, and this is where it's important again to remember how these coils are connected. The start and the finish of the opposite wires. So I've got the start being in the middle, and I'm taking the black wire and connecting that to the opposite wire. So I'm connecting that to the red wire. And this makes this bifiler. So I'll just connect this up and then give you a brief rundown on what happens there. And this is how the coil becomes bifiler. It's 2 wires, and the start of the coil, the power comes in through this red one, travels all the way round, gets right to the very end, and then travels through the black one, goes back to the start. And I will show a video soon. Hopefully, I've been doing some experiments which have made me realize that I believe that the bifiler coil halves the current draw, at least on the latest thing I'm working on, so I hope to show that soon. So we just probably, one of my biggest issues is focusing on the problem at hand. So now we've connected that coil up as a bifiler coil. Now we again need to go into the start of the coil, and the start of the coil, from what I can tell, should always be the center. So we'll take that line there, we'll come out of coil number 3 and go into the center of coil number 4, which is now the bifiler coil. And so that travels in through the red all the way round, comes out of the red into the black and back into that coil all the way round, and then comes out here. So in the start of the video, when we had these together, we had these two as our output. Okay, so that's the input to coil number 1 and the output of coil number 4. These can all be, they don't have to be bifiler, they don't have to be single. You can go either or, you can mix and match, you can basically do whatever you feel you want to experiment with. And that's what I do. I'll change this around. At the start of this video, I had this sitting on the top of all 4 coils, this bifiler one, but I have tried it before, and it's just a case of experimenting what works best for your circuit, and then go for it. I initially made this one, and it didn't produce high enough voltages, so then I thought to myself, well, what if I make just a single coil and see if that increases the voltage, and it did do so. So I made another single coil and then another single coil, and at some point I'd like to make a secondary bifiler coil, because I believe there's some advantage to that in reducing that overall consumption. Alright, I hope that explains it. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Just maybe experiment. I think if everybody experiments, if all of us were doing this, we'd all discover something unique, and we'd be able to do something amazing if we worked as a collective. You know, if we just pooled all this knowledge together. And all of my knowledge comes from looking at Tesla's patents and then trying to copy them, trying to replicate them. There's a reason why he stated everything that he stated. And maybe if we just were a little bit more curious and looked into this stuff, we'd work out that it's really, really easy to do. And I think that was one of his main objectives, just to show people it isn't that difficult. Alright, thanks very much for watching. Have a nice day.